Previously on Tales of the Omega Astria, the party were taken captive by a village of tribal Goliath. The leader of this settlement was a gray dwarf named Nick Omboy, former engineer of the Vindicta. He helped the party escape, but not without them promising to search for their lost crewmate, Maddie Winters. Althan, the large gnome, gave himself up to provide the crew a chance at a getaway. They used it and speeded off into the dusty wasteland of Zilkerl Prime. After a short travel, the party stopped for a rest overnight and were approached by a strange gnome in need of tools to fix his 6-seated bike. The party obliged, and upon further communication decided to travel with the gnome the rest of the way to Knox Hollow. Now, our party is at the gate of the very city they wished to arrive at when they departed from the Dothan facility about 2 days prior. Where will the story take them? Or better yet, where will they take the story? So yeah, you guys basically just exited out of the Instabird transport that you took to get to the gates of the city. The Storm Singer, Midas, gives you like a wave goodbye before the other passengers board and they eventually take off. The scene in front of you, you can't really see the inner city yet because of the 40-foot tall wall of stone and steel that leads up into the sky. There's a huge gate that is currently open and has runes and glyphs all over it, and a humongous purple energy dome that is atop the entirety of Knox Hollow. That was what you noticed last time. The opening of the gate has been segmented into two different areas. Two large lines of people are entering the city, and then another two on the opposite side has people leaving and getting on the Instabirds to go elsewhere. There are a few welcome booths on the side with people entering with a large LED sign above it that says "Welcome to Knox Hollow." You are accompanied by Dridgy, the maybe possessed elephant, and Skeekers, the strange pale-skinned gnome with the construction cone on his head, symboling a wizard hat and a loincloth over his genitals and weak-looking wooden sandals. What would you guys like to do?
We don't need to worry about oxygen anymore at this point, right?
Yeah, you're within the walls. So you're not within the city walls, but you're within the area that is sectioned off, yeah. These large tubes that transport people out into the wastes. You all sit there outside the transport area. The large lines continue to move. People are walking by. You can see like a couple of families that have kids, and the kids have like made friends and are talking to each other, and the parents are like, "Come on, stay in line," and all that stuff. There's like multiple different races that are entering the city. You're not quite sure where they come from. Probably other adventurers similar to yourselves that are looking for refuge within Knox Hollow.
Are they having to make a payment to enter the city, or is it just free at entry?
Give me a perception check as you sort of peer over towards the welcome area. Because you do notice people, as they exit the transport, walking up to these welcome booths and then heading to the lines.
18.
Yeah, so basically what you get out of it is, as people are walking up, they're either filling out some sort of application, or they're saying their name followed by a number and then allowed to get into the line. Skeekers says, "Well, my friends, shall we approach?"
Sure. Sounds like
Yes. I'm ready for
the
you.
right decision.
Approach me.
All right, so the party, following behind the pale-skinned gnome, approach one of the welcome booths. You can see a female elf sits. It's basically just like when you go to the movies, like the ticket booth, essentially. But there's a dark-skinned elf you believe to be a drow sitting behind it with nice dress shirt and pants. And she just looks up. You can see Skeekers, the gnome. He sort of taps a button on his sandals, and they begin to inflate, like the lower area inflates magically, and suddenly he's at eye level with the booth. And she says, hello there, name and number? And he goes, Teddy Times 835-803. She types something into her little computer. Yes, Mr. Times. I see here it's been a while since you visited Knox Hollow. Oui, monsieur. My companions here do not have hollowed accounts. Would that be something you could help them with? Oh, yes, of course. I love to help new people. Perfect. I will see you boys inside. Try not to start any wars without me, eh?
I will try my hardest, man.
And Skeekers winks at you,
I wink back.
and he heads towards one of the lines. And you can see as he walks away, his sandals slowly deflate as he goes back to his gnome size. Hello, I'm Anna Lee. I'm just going to ask you a series of questions, nothing too personal, just basic information. And then you will be assigned a number and allowed into the line. Is that all right?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
As long as it's not too personal.
Perfect. Who would like to go first?
I approach to go first.
Excellent. Can I have a name, sir?
Like, this is my, like, out of context, not in... I'm not saying this, but, like, this is my character's, like, worst nightmare. Having to, like, identify myself, government agency, and give up information. Erebus.
Erebus? Just Erebus?
Yes.
All right, just Erebus. Planet of origin?
Vega Rock. I'm a, you know,
Rock. Okay.
it would be pretty hard to believe I was from anywhere else, so that's what I'm going to go with.
Yep, you can see her typing on some sort of computer. Current occupation.
Specialist in the ring fleet.
Ah, very noble. Okay, get that down. Reason for entering the city.
Find a ship.
Yes.
Transport.
Very good. We have options for that. Do you know anyone within the city?
No one I am aware of.
All right. And final question. This isn't that important, but I like to ask it. Describe yourself with one word.
No.
Oh, come on. That's no fun. You can't think of one word?
No.
As she asks that, Alduin sort of looks up from his cloaked appearance and says, "Sneaky." Ah, sneaky. Perfect. Thank you, little one. All right, you're all set.
But my one word was no.
Your number, Erebus, is 941087. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. I will help the rest of your friends. Who would like to go next?
Could I
step
help?
forward.
Oh, never mind. I was going to see if I could help the child we're with go
Yeah,
through the process.
you can just stand there. Yeah, she won't.
Okay.
She won't push you along. Yes. Name, sir.
Leon Reinhardt. Pleasure.
Perfect. Leon Reinhardt. Beautiful name. Planet of origin.
I come from Elfir.
Ah, yes, of course. Current occupation.
I don't have a current occupation, but I am traveling the galaxy in studying the way of the four elements.
Oh, interesting. My father used to study things like that. What is your reason for entering the city, my friend?
I am looking for a ship to get off this planet.
Ah, very, very nice. Similar to your friend over here. Do you know anyone within the city?
I do not.
All right. And finally, describe yourself in one word.
Honorable.
Ah, excellent. Reinhardt, your number is 138682. Did you want your little friend to go next?
Yes.
Name, little one? And he just goes, Alduin? Alduin. Okay. Planet of origin? Here? Here? Zokral Prime. Okay. Zokral Prime. Current occupation, I assume none. I'll just put none.
He is a child. Like, in the background, I'm sort of, like, feeding him answers, gesturing to him, like, yeah, that's right. Keep going. You're doing
Use my
good.
personal diaper pooper.
Reason for entering the city. Traveling with your friends, I presume.
Guardians.
Yes. Traveling with guardians. Do you know anyone within the city? No. Okay. Describe yourself in one word. And Alduin stops for a second, looks around.
Unique.
Important? Ah, yes. Very good. There's no shame in knowing your worth, young one. And young Alduin, your number will be 819589. Thank you. Yep. All right. A few more of you to go. The elephant, the turtle, the orc. Very intriguing. Who would like to go next?
I'll go.
All Right, my friend. What is your name?
My name is Devon Rott.
Brilliant. Planet of origin.
I am from Megru 5.
Oh, very interesting. Current occupation.
Let's say that my previous employer has gone out of business, so I'm between jobs currently.
Interesting. Well, there's plenty of opportunity within Knox Hollow. What is your reason for entering the city?
Well, I am traveling with my group in search of a ship, and I also look to provide potential medical need if there are areas. Perhaps not for an extended period, but at least in the meantime to help a few people out.
Well, if you're interested in that sort of thing, I would recommend heading to the Mana Yard and talking to some of our healing wizards. Do you know anyone within the city? I'm going to assume no, but perhaps you do.
I do not know.
And describe yourself in one word.
Powerless.
Ooh, I feel a sudden sadness fall over me, friend. I'm sorry to hear that.
It's not any fault of any man. It's just this world feeling powerless in it somehow, some way.
We all have to find ways of breaking out of this cage we've been born into.
Yes, that is what makes life worth living. Thank you. I appreciate your kind words in this moment.
Yes, of course. Your number, Devon, is 629546. Excellent. Well, 2 more left. Very intrigued by your party. I say the more the merrier in Knox Hollow. I want everyone to feel welcome. If anyone gives you any trouble, just let the Diamond Knights know. Dridgy will put her hand on Cock's shoulder and just say, I think I want to go next.
By all means.
And she'll walk up. Ah, yes. Loxodon. Name, please? Dridgy. Dridgy Weavertail. Dridgy Weavertail. Planet of origin? I guess originally Vigorock as well. Perfect. Current occupation. I'm a acolyte priest of the anomaly. Oh, very interesting. Very, very interesting. We don't get many of those around here. Reason for entering the city? I guess I just need a place to stay before we figure out where we're going next. Good, good. Do you know anyone within the city? I don't think so. Perhaps, maybe someone was mentioned, but I can't put my finger on it. Fair enough. Describe yourself with one word, Dridgy. Confused? Oh. My dear girl. Yes, the Knox Hollow may be a large place, but there are answers here for everyone. I promise you. Yeah, okay. Thanks. Can I get my number? Yes. 959127. Thanks. She walks back behind Cock. All right. Last but not least, Mr. Turtle. What is your name?
I am Cock.
Ah.
I say with a really big grin on my face.
Well, hello, Cock. What is your planet of origin?
The Anno Fleet planet.
The Anno Fleet planet. Well, I haven't heard of an Anno Fleet planet, but I will place that in the section regardless. Current occupation, my friend.
Hierophant of the Anomaly.
Intriguing. You two come as a pair, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What is your reason for entering the city?
Religious enlightenment?
Oh, yes. Well, if that is the case, I would recommend you stop at the Temple of Udon. They are not a part of the same religion as you, but their teachings are quite interesting. Do you know anyone within the city?
I do not.
All right. Describe yourself with one word.
Devout.
Ah, yes. Well, Cock, as you say, your number is 266529.
Fantastic, thank you.
Now, you all seem to be new to Knox Hollow, so I as a welcoming committee, I shall provide you with a map of the area, and if you have any questions, you may just ask. She slides her monitor around so that you're all facing it and provides you with a map on Roll20.
Play D&D as well.
Hold on, I forgot to log in. Yes. If you have any questions about the area, this is the great city of Nox Hollow, the shining light in an otherwise dark world. There are 2 different ways in and out of Nox Hollow, the Stormsinger gates that the scavengers choose. They are attached to the long tubes which you have just traveled on. These are walkways that connect different paths of the wastes. One area that you're coming from, and the other gate leads to the Vocal continent, but more specifically right now, the ruin of the Vesta, an orc battle cruiser that fought in the Ring War and crash-landed here nearly a decade ago. Quite fascinating, that one. Snosmere, one of the other surviving migrant cities, has a similar setup, but much smaller in comparison, and does not have the ship accessibility that our city has. If you acquire such transport, you may attempt to be whitelisted and allowed to exit the great shield above you, and she motions to the purple dome. Any questions, my friends?
Where would one go to purchase their own ship? Is that a possibility within the city?
Yes. Well, if you wish to purchase your own ship, you should check the craft ward. Tyro, the engineer, he runs a business with his son called Granite Electronics. He may actually be able to build you your own ship. I don't know about purchasing one straight up, but he also would know about that if that is an option.
What is this paradox I see?
Yes, the paradox.
It's a game studio.
Hey, yo.
The paradox is, I guess, what you would call a proving ground, an arena for wannabe Diamond Knights. They also hold fights there every fortnight for entertainment. However, killing is forbidden, and you may bet or perhaps participate in order to make some coin.
Oh.
Yes, there are quite a few ways to become quite wealthy here in Nox Hollow.
I look over at Cock and kind of look at him like, if you go into the arena, I will bet all my money on you.
Hell yeah. Another question I have for you all. Do you have prearranged living situations?
I'm currently living, and I plan to continue it.
Very, very funny.
We do not have any shelter, unfortunately, though. No.
Okay, well, your options here are, if you look for the cheapest prices, the basic living is run by a man named Fenfir Nogus. He is a Furbolg. You may find him probably in the southern area of the town. There's basic inns in the crafts ward run by various innkeepers that you could take a look at. Those prices are slightly higher, however, the living is quite better. And then there's the beautiful resort of the Ancilian, run by the elves of Nox Hollow, manned by the name of Heramod Thorinson. Oh, you gotta love high elves in their names. That is definitely the most expensive option, but if you are seen there, you surely will meet some of the highest of respect in the city.
Ooh.
Yeah, as you guys sort of look at this map, Drigi will stare at the Temple of Udon and just say, you said that, what sort of a religion are they there? Ah, yes, the Temple of Udon. They mostly are Gith who worship Udon, the god of experimenting. The other races do attend for services and weddings and funerals. It's the closest place that this world has to a connection with a god. There aren't many places like that left in the galaxy. It's quite important for our culture. Drigi just looks at Cock and is like, I think we should go there at some point.
Of course. That's the main reason I'm here.
Alright, if that is everything, you may enter the line and head into the city.
Fantastic.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Of course, I look forward to seeing what you make of yourselves in Nox Hollow.
Yeah.
Alright, as you guys begin to move over towards the line, Cock, you begin to feel that feeling that you get when you feel like you're gonna have a vision soon. That sort of immense tiredness added with a headache. It just hits you as you begin to walk towards the line. But yeah, you guys head to the line. Probably takes about 20 more minutes. Eventually, you get up to an area where there's an orc who just basically says name and number. You give it, and then you walk inside. There's a large town. You see what you saw on the map, but you guys enter from the gate to Amadaz, so you see the Morktown trade post. All of these sort of marketplaces set up. You can see halflings running around. You see elves, orcs, Goliaths, all types of races selling their goods. You can see the large tower of the Encilian that basically almost breaches the fucking dome of the shield dome. You can see these large walls farther off that section off areas of more prestigious estates, and then you can just see miles and miles of blue housing, just the most basic housing you've ever seen in these blocks. That they just look run down. They don't look well taken care of, but you can just see people running around, kids running. One of them's got like a dog made out of stone with like this glowy blue energy around it, and it's chasing a kid's chasing after it down the street. You can see like a couple of, like there's like a bench area where like two male elves arguing like, I don't want to break up with you, I want to break up with you. And yeah, what do you guys want to do? Where do you want to go? What's the first move as a party?
Well, I think we should dedicate at least some time to trying to find Maddie.
Yeah, you want to ask around about Maddie?
No, I'm just trying to get a general set, and then we also need to talk about the ship and how we're going to pay for that. So that's what I want to focus on. If there's other things other people want to do, we can discuss it.
Do we want to start with the craft ward so we can get a gist of how much we're gonna have to make or pool to get it?
That makes the most sense.
Yeah, that sounds like a good starting place at least. And then also I was wondering, since this like doing the stealth work and like trying to find people in the underworld in crowded cities is sort of my thing. Can I like passively be actively looking for any sign of Maddie as we're going about doing other activities?
Absolutely. Your passive perception is like your spider sense right now. You're looking for, and you'd recognize her obviously because you were on a ship with her for a month, so you know exactly what she looks like. So you're keeping an eye out for her as you move down. You guys can actually draw on the map. So do you want to draw me the path you want to go to the crafts ward? Do you want to just walk down the main road and then down? Yeah,
I thought that, but we could also sort of skirt this way. If anyone else has any.
Yeah, basically just depends on what you guys want to do. The second one is definitely the stealthier option, but you know, you don't think you're actively being searched after, so.
Stealthy is healthy.
All right, you guys go to the stealthy option.
Sounds good.
All right, you sort of skirt the mana yard, and you can see there's like these large wooden walls. You can hear things within the area, like you think you hear like flowing water, but then like there'll just be like a huge blast of energy, and then like a bunch of people going hey yay within the mana yard as you walk by.
Is it a water park?
You're not quite sure. All right, so you guys head to the crafts ward. Yeah, but as you're like walking down these sort of edges of the basic living, like these people are not taken care of very well. This is a very dirty place. Like people have like futuristic looking clothing, but it's very dirty, and like a lot of varied races, but mainly in this area you see a lot of people that probably come from Megru, and then like the more humanoid races, like the animal races are here. There's not a lot of elves, not a lot of humans or dwarves.
And as we walk, as I realize we're in a more dangerous part, or maybe not dangerous, but it's a more
rundown,
unsafe area, I sort of shift my body so that Alduin is like protected, like sort of hidden from view as much as possible as we walk.
All right. As you guys walk as well, Devon, as you look around, you occasionally will see like an orc, and there will be like just these groups of orcs, and they'll just nod at you as you walk by. They don't seem to acknowledge the rest of the party.
Hell yeah, I nod back.
All right, and yeah, you enter this sort of area. It's a circular area with stores all around, very beautifully colored stores. This area is very different from the rest of the basic living. And yeah, you can just see, you can smell like really nice food around here. You see like pubs, people walking out of bars, even though it's like midday. And yeah,
5 o'clock somewhere.
Exactly. What would you guys like to do? Where would you like to go?
I say we head to that ship builder that the gate person recommended.
Okay. How would you like to find them? You can
I did not.
see. You can give me investigation if you want to look around. Investigation or perception.
I will do perception because I suck at investigation. 21 on that perception.
21. So yeah, you see all kinds of things. You see a carpenter, this elf, working on some sort of like birdhouse. You see a what appears to be like a large, like rotund fish man who's banging away at a blacksmith. You see a human sewing. You see Fletcher making arrows. You see all kinds of stuff. You see someone like in a window. You can see like someone brewing potions. And then sort of as the market curves around, you see a sign that has like the classic rocket ship silhouette on it. And you assume that's where you need to go.
Shall we head in, friends?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right,
Fucking hiccup.
you approach the shop. As you open the door, you hear a ring, 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 ring. In like a back room behind the counter. Like, no, Dad, this is not what I want. It's like, son, you don't know what you want yet. You're too young. I need you to help me at the shop. And then, like, you guys step inside. I think someone's here. Hold on. And a furbolg man walks around the corner. Yes, as what can I help you with? And you can see like all kinds of things in here, like really nice looking ship parts. There's like a little machine on the table that appears to brew some sort of liquid, like a hot liquid. You're not quite sure. Yes, may I help you? Waste of time. And he leaves. No, I'm just kidding.
We all just stare at him. I'm just admiring the ship parts.
Hello?
Me and my companions wish to inquire about the possibility of purchasing a ship for us to leave the planet in.
A ship? Oh, well, okay. That's quite a hefty ton of gold you're gonna need for that. Do you have the funds required?
Well, we're most so in the stage of acquiring how much it would cost, so we then could acquire the funds, part of our plan.
Ah, okay. Well, I don't have any ships currently available. However, I could build you one for about 25,000 gold.
Oh, jeez, 25,000.
And what class of ship would this be?
It's a nut in the back of the shop.
And what class of ship would this be?
This would be a frigate with the ability to transport you to other planets. You probably need to make a stop at a few forges to get fuel to make it to anywhere else. But
will there be weaponry on it?
Well, we could acquire weaponry to place on your ship. However, based off of your friend's reaction, I'm thinking that that's not exactly realistic for you folk.
You folk.
You can't use that F word.
One moment, my good sir, and I like gesture for everyone to like gather around in those like football huddles.
So you go left, I go right.
Oh, and I'm like, okay, yes, we do not have those funds, but I imagine in the paradox, and I can work my underworld contacts. We can probably acquire the funds through semi-legal means.
It would just take us a couple weeks, probably.
As you guys are having your football huddle, a younger furbolg runs out from the back room. You can see he's got like a wooden shield and a wooden sword on his back, and he runs past you guys towards the door, and you hear the old man behind the counter say, Joachim, don't you... Damn it! That boy is gonna be the death of me! And the door slams.
I want to be a singer, Dad.
I can do both, Daddy.
Yes, Devon, your idea of haggling. Of course, we will always employ haggling to lower such a large sum, but I say we try to make it. It's better than trying to take public transportation off of this planet.
Yes.
If you folks are in need of something cheaper, you could take a look at the marketplace. I'm sure someone there, Tara Larissa, I think, had like a older frigate that maybe you could purchase for less. But I'm not trying to lose business. I'm just saying, if you're that desperate, he shouts over your shoulder as you're all huddled up.
How long would it take you to build the ship?
Oh. A ship required. I've got the shell already to go, so a couple days.
Okay.
Yeah, damn.
This man don't fuck around.
Get a couple of furbolgs on the job, see what happens.
I respect your hustle, sir.
Now you see why the prices are so high.
Yes, you're paying for quality indeed. Is there anything that we could potentially do that, could lower the price? Like maybe you need some help around here, or there's something in town that you need help dealing with that could at least bring down the price somewhat.
Give me a perception or persuasion roll, Devon.
Alright. Persuasion. My favorite. Oh boy. Oh my god, natural 20.
Alright, so he's like, you know what? You can read me like a book, can't you? It's my boy, Joachim. He's got these delusions that he wants to be one of the Diamond Knights, but he doesn't realize what's going on in this city. Those people are corrupt. They're taking over, and I don't want to see him go down that route. If you could talk to him, convince him that that's not the path, maybe I could help you out on the price a bit. Take a 10K off or something.
We're taking over. DJ.
Look at Reinhardt, and I say that we could probably give quite a bit of our war experience and discourage that.
You could traumatize a kid.
Oh yeah.
There's some harrowing stories about the corruption that feeds on the underside of a city.
Well, I could definitely do that.
Throw corpses at him. Ooh. Nightmare.
My friend, you have yourself.
Drops a bag of poop on him.
One moment. I turn back to my companions. I say, we ask him for a week to come up with a payment. We work on the sun angle to lower the 10K off, and then we see if we can get a fight in the Paradox that pays well. I'll see if there's any jobs that pay well, and hopefully that's enough.
I don't think we really need to ask him for a week. I don't think he's going anywhere. I'll be real.
Well, I mean, like, if we say we want to purchase the ship, but we say we won't have the funds for a week, like, we're agreeing to make the purchase, but we're saying we won't pay him for a week.
Hey guys, I'm gonna be honest, I can hear everything you're saying.
Okay. Sorry. I thought we were being quiet.
It's cool, it's a small shop. If you guys want, I can begin working on the extra construction as long as you give me your word that gold's coming, because I'm using parts that are expensive.
I promise you, my friend, that gold is indeed coming.
Give me a persuasion check.
Or my name isn't Erebus.
Oh no, deception check. No, I'm just kidding.
I think I'm better at those, so...
Yeah, if you...
I'm not. It's exactly the same, so...
A little bit of both.
22.
Alright.
Oh, yeah.
You seem like folks that have a mission that you need to get out and do in the astral space, so let's work together on this.
And all this hubbub about purchasing a ship, I don't believe I ever caught your name, good sir.
Ah, yes, I'm Tyro. How about yourselves?
I am Erebus. And
I am Devon.
God.
I'm Cock. My friends call me Penis Man.
we do not.
We really do not.
Alduin says I'm Alduin. And
Damn, his balls drunk.
and as that as you all like sort of turn to have Dridgy say her name, she just walks out the shop. Okay. Well,
Pyro.
I'm sure that between the 5 or 6 of you, however many there are, you can come up with that money. I'm confident.
Well,
I like investing in good people.
Well, I have something that might possibly offset at least part of it now, and I pulled out the old power core I found at the laboratory.
Oh, yeah.
Is this, perchance, worth anything of value to you in your line of work?
Now that is interesting. Let me have a look.
I hand it over, because we got a second one in Reinhardt's bag.
Well, this is an older model, right? So I'm not sure if there's anything I could do with it right now. Why don't you take this to Ramona Bow in the Morktown trade section? She handles all kinds of old ship parts and knows exactly what to do with them. That's way more up her alley.
Sounds good.
She can give you some good gold for that.
That sounds good, my friend.
Absolutely.
I shake his hand and proceed to walk out.
It was nice meeting you, Erebus. The rest of you as well. He nods. He's got like this nice little fedora hat on.
We will try our best with your son.
Yes, that's a stubborn boy, I tell you. You guys walk out the store?
I am putting Dridgy's disobedient on my report.
The bell dings again as you exit. You can see Dridgy outside her. She's sort of leaning up against the front wall of the store, and she's once again vomiting on the floor. You can see these white balls on the ground. And Aldo's just like, gross.
Indeed.
I look around and start collecting more of the white balls for my white ball collection.
You start collecting more of them. Slide a hand roll to see how many you grab. Because they're like rolling down the street now.
I'm just running up. Hey! Someone catch that vomit ball! So whatever my sleight of hand is, 21.
Yeah, you grab pretty much all of them.
Okay.
She's like, oh god, what are those things? She's wiping vomit from her mouth.
So, is the ground like dust? Kind of like you could actually see footprints if I'd used my survival?
The ground is like stone, especially in these areas where you're walking in like places that were designed to be city. If you walk around more of the sort of basic living area, it's going to be more dirt and sort of dusty sand.
Okay, very sure.
Yeah. Alright, so, where would you guys like to go next?
I believe we should try to track down that kid, see if we can get that price down.
Yeah, it's definitely a high priority.
Do we wish to travel together, or do we wish at this point to make the best of our time and split up within the city?
Up to you guys, I'm fine with anything.
Yeah, at this point, Dridgy will speak up and say, I'm gonna get away from you guys for a while and just head to the temple. If you need me, I'll be there. And she looks at Cock like, I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on, and begins to walk in that direction. Back up the main road rather than the stealthy approach.
Yeah, I'll take Dridgy to the temple so she doesn't throw up on anyone. And also, I am the holder of balls.
Alright, holder of balls follows the elephant down the road, down the yellow brick road. So the rest of you want to hunt down the kid, right?
Yeah.
Or do you want to go somewhere else? Because you said split up, so
Kill him.
there might be somewhere else you want to go, Erebus.
I turn to Reinhardt. Not yet. Reinhardt, and if you hand me the power core you salvaged from the facility, I will see about selling them to Ramona. I trust you and Devon to keep Alduin safe.
I will. And I hand him the power core.
Alright. So, we got 3 groups heading off. One to the temple, one to the trade post, and one in search of a child, which is totally normal. Don't question it.
The child.
The
Hey, at least they have another child with them, so it seems like less creepy.
Yeah, they're just looking for his friend. Okay, so Devon and Reinhardt give me investigation checks. I will roll one for the boy as well.
5.
5.
20, unnatural.
Damn. That's lucky because the boy got a 2. So Alduin's like looking behind alleyways. He begins to realize that he can't see in the dark. He seems quite actually happy to be in this city. As you guys are traveling with him, Devon and Reinhardt, he for the first time in this entire journey, he is actually acting kind of like a kid. You know, he's running around, looking at things, seems quite joyful in this area. As you guys look around, Devon, you're sort of keeping more of an eye on Alduin.
After last time.
Yeah, and also you're beginning to realize like there's quite a few orcs in this city. Like pockets of orcs. You don't see like a dedicated area for them, but you'll just like turn a corner down a street or down a block and just see like 3 orcs stood under a light post talking. They'll sort of nod at you. One's got like a toothpick in his mouth, trying to look all cool. Like all of them have their shirts off.
Is it just on street corners, or are there like business owner orcs and like, you know?
Yeah, you will see like back in the crafts ward, you definitely noticed a few like probably like bartender orcs. But in this area where you're searching in the city, sort of in between where like in the basic living area between like the crafts ward and the paradox, searching for the boy, you notice a lot more like they'll be like sitting on a porch, or they'll be sort of hanging out in groups, like I said, on the corner of a street. They definitely seem to be grouped up. And there's different kinds of orcs, green orcs, gray orcs. Yeah.
So yeah, whenever we pass them, I return the greeting if it is given, and then kind of give them no mind, basically.
Yeah, occasionally, like most of them just nod back at you. Occasionally you'll get like some of them squint as they see the party you're traveling with. But other than that, pretty normal. You've been around orcs, you know how they are. So, you guys look around. Reinhardt, you're not as distracted. You are on a mission. You want to find this child. You got a vague look at him as he exited out the door, but you're currently searching for that wooden shield that you saw through this town. Lots of people walking around. You can see more kids playing it in this area, like parents trying to get them to get back inside, go back inside, stop playing around, it's time for dinner, or whatever. You notice sort of farther down, if you look at the map, you see like the long road between the Paradox and the Diamond Knight barracks. You think you can see someone crossing the road with a wooden shield on their back, headed towards the barracks.
I let the Devon and Alduin. Yeah, I can't remember that name. It won't stick in my head. I tell them that I'm pretty sure I saw the boy head to the barracks.
Let's get that motherfucker.
All right, you start heading
Break his neck.
Off after him. As you're sort of moving down the street, also, like, Alduin, he's just genuinely joyful, like, seeing all the people looking around. He'll, like, dart under, like, a cart that's selling candy and look around and then run back over to you guys. He keeps, like, running up to your cloak that you have, Reinhardt, and being like, wow, this is beautiful material. Where'd you get this? And, like, running around. As that's happening, Dridgy and Cock, you guys begin to walk down. Are you going the stealthy way, or no? You're going down the main road, because that's where Dridgy's going. She's just storming towards the temple. She walks past. You can see it occasionally. There will be like a human who's like sat on a porch who notices her like ripped attire and be like, "Oh my goodness, people will wear anything these days," and stuff like that. But eventually, you guys make it to the temple, and there's like this long yard out in front that has like beautiful sort of bush areas that people are standing around and chatting, and then you think you can hear someone inside performing some sort of sermon, and Dridgy doesn't stop. She doesn't look at anyone. She just walks directly into the church.
I will follow into the church.
Loud.
She walks inside. Now you see this very skinny looking Gith Yankee who are, pretty rare for this part of the galaxy, but they seemingly have created this sort of alcove of a religious section of the city of Knox Hollow. And he stands in these long, sort of so long they go like probably 10 feet behind him, robes, white with these golden outlines all on them. And he's got this long, sort of stretched out vertically star necklace on his chest. And there's a couple other priests in similar garb sort of sat down around him. And then there's these long benches where people are currently sat taking in the sermon. Drudgy walks in, looks at the bench, just sits down and listens.
I will kneel.
All right, you kneel down at sort of the back of the temple.
Yeah.
As he speaks, the priest stretches out his arm and points towards the door where the two of you just walked in, and he begins to spin, almost like he's pointing at the walls as he continues his speech. The leaders of the planets promise a time of peace, but cannot even remember how peace works. And all the people start snapping their fingers like, yes. The Omega Astria has been cursed. Thousands of years of history removed from us. Our ancestors' stories stolen. Yes. You can see the Gith that are sat on either side of him, like their tentacles around their mouths, like slapped together. I believe that this is a punishment for the way that we have treated each other over the millennia. I fear that our natural instincts will come back around. I fear that there will be a war once again. And the crowd goes, oh. I see it in his teachings. Life cycles and the cycle repeats. But Udon, he tells us to break the cycle. Yes. To choose our own path when the road seems most predestined. So, when the time comes, when the violence returns to the galaxy, he starts pointing his finger again, now at like the people just sat around him. We cannot let the ones in power make our decisions for us. He starts shaking his hand towards the sky. We must be better this time. And everyone goes, yes. He's like, thank you. That is the end of today's sermon. Please enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, Udon's light guides you. And he sits down, and people begin to stand up and chat. And Drudgy just sits there like, sounds like the people back on the fleet, honestly.
One of the weirdest poetry slams I've ever been to.
Yeah. I didn't ever attend those on the fleet. I was busy studying all the time, trying to figure out my place in all this. She's being like a moody teenager, and you're like trying to be funny.
Okay, party pooper. Anyway.
Yeah, as you guys are sat, or you're sort of knelt behind her as she's on the bench, you can see this Githyanki who was priestly transcribing a moment ago is walking towards you. His hands are now crossed over each other as the robes connect, and he walks gently over. Ah, yes. Brand new worshippers of Udon, welcome.
I thank you for your welcoming.
Yes, of course. In these grave times, we must welcome all. We cannot be enemies. We must be allies. Georgie just...
Sorry, she had to sneeze. She is a bit lost right now, and we came here to perhaps enlighten her on her place in the galaxy.
Oh, yes. Udon shows us that the way back to the path is oftentimes our own creation. She's like, what the fuck does that mean? Well, you see, young one, you cannot always ride the same road forever. Sometimes a path must be built out of the very thing you hate the most. What if As she's about to get real fucking edgy. What if the thing I hate the most is myself?
Hell yeah.
Well, then that is the perfect canvas, my friend. Please. And he pulls his hand out of his sleeve and sort of gestures it towards Dridgy to take. Please, walk with me. I wish to speak with you, young one. Much longer. She looks at Cock.
Hey, don't look down there. My eyes are up here. I motion for her to take his hand.
She sort of subtly rolls her eyes, but then eventually stands up and grabs his hand.
Bitch, you wanted to be here.
If you do not mind, my total friend, I wish to speak with her alone. And he begins to sort of lead her back towards one of his, I guess, offices. And Dridgy's looking at you, and then sort of at a certain point is like, well, I guess this is happening, and moves forward and follows him. You are left alone kneeling in the temple. Well, there's still a lot of people in there, but they're not...
Hey, where'd everybody go?
They were...
I'm gonna look for, like, the other priests or people like that.
All right. They're mingling with the people that attended the sermon. Some people are beginning to leave, but there's still a good enough group that they're sticking around to talk. You can just hear various chats of like, yes, we must be ready. They all sound the same.
Yes. I'm gonna wait for one of them to be done talking so I can catch him and ask about some balls and or if they have a medical person that could tell me about some balls.
All right. Well, while you wait, we will pause there and go over to Erebus, who is heading to the market area. Do you just go back the way you came, Erebus?
Yep.
All right. You sneak your way through the various blocks of the basic living and head towards the Morktown trade post. So, basically what you see, there's a lot of basic markets. People selling things like nothing special, like weapons. You see like a stand for jewelry, potions. There is one intriguing character, a sort of disheveled looking older gnome. Clearly from this planet he has got gray skin and bright white hair, but he looks sort of crazy eyed, and he's standing next to a stand that says magic with a K items. What would you like to do? You also see someone in the back, a sort of adult looking woman, quite strong arms, who's banging away at a piece of metal, who's got like similar designed items to the power cores that you're carrying.
Approach her, I guess.
All right, you walk up to her. You walk past all these people. There's plenty of people shopping in this area. There's like a halfling who's looking at the jewelry stand like, oh, I believe my mom would like this one. And shopping and all that stuff. So you approach what you assume to be Ramona Bow. She's got sort of tinted goggles on. She bangs away with a large hammer on this piece of metal. She's got like a cigar in her mouth. Large bang, 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 bang.
Are you Ramona?
Bang! She stops. Puts the cigar out. Pulls her goggles down. Or pulls them up, I should say. Yeah?
Pyro sent me over here. I have some old power cores I wish to sell off to you if you're willing to buy.
Oh. Excellent, yeah. Let me take a look.
I'll
What
hold them
you
both
got?
out. Hold them in my hands in front of her.
She looks at one of them. Oh, yeah, these are older models, just the ones I like. You can make basically anything out of these bad boys. She grabs one of them, feels it, quite hefty. Yeah, where'd you get this? This is quite nice, actually. She places it on the counter, starts looking through it.
I ruined some old research facility on this planet.
Damn, that's a nice find. Hey, if you find anything else there, just let me know. I'll buy anything. Yeah, I'll give you... You're selling both of them?
Both of them, yes.
How about 120 for the both?
Each? Or
No.
combined?
Combined, yeah.
Can we do 75 gold each?
It's quite a bit.
You said itself it was quite a rare find.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Oh, fail me now, nice. Even though this 150 gold will barely make a dent into the money we owe for the ship we just purchased. 13.
I'll do 75 for this one. Seems to be in better repair. 70 for the other.
That can be arranged. And I shake her hand.
She presses a button on a machine and gold starts pouring into this bag. She wraps it up, hands it to you.
Yes, I got more than you originally offered. I did well. Let's do this.
She grabs both the power cores. Anyway, what brings you to town? You seem new. It's written all over your face.
Indeed. Me and my friends are looking to purchase a ship to get off the planet.
Oh, well, if you're looking to purchase a ship, well, I don't know if I should tell you or not. She looks at her stuff. You are new. Don't think you've been, well, let me ask you this. Have you been talking to any of the, Diamond Knights?
Literally never laid eyes on one before.
Well, good. Yeah, there's a bit of a conspiracy theory going around that they might be in bed with the wrong people. Scar leaders up in arms about the, amount of undead that have been coming from that ruin outside the city. And so they're getting a bit too high and mighty, if you ask me. But, you know, I'm just a humble trader. Try not to get into that kind of business, but...
And by ruins, you mean the old orc warship?
Yeah. You know, they use it as an outpost, which I always thought was funny, because that's a gold mine for technology that I would use to, you know, build all kinds of trinkets. But, you know, fair enough, it's a heritage thing. But recently, there have been dead coming from it, and the orcs just don't answer for these things. And the Scar leader, he's tried, I guess, but I don't know. Something doesn't add up.
Where the dead are involved, nothing good comes of it.
Yeah. But don't go around asking too many questions. I had one of my friends, oh my gosh. You know, it's a boring story, never mind.
Oh, no story is boring.
Okay, well, I shouldn't tell you this, but I just gotta tell somebody. There was a dwarf. She comes strolling into town, and, you know, she seemed cool to me. I was all in on it. I took her to meet some of my friends, and, you know, we were telling her these things. We were just having drinks. Next thing you know, she's beginning to ask too many questions, and I told her, you're new here. You gotta be careful. They picked her up. I don't know where she's been taken.
Was this dwarf's name perchance Maddie?
Well, I'll be fucking damned.
Yes, she was a fellow crew member on the ship I used to work for.
Oh, shit. Okay, that's a... I got scared there for a second. I thought you were going to pull out handcuffs for a moment. Oh, my God.
Only in the bedroom.
Oh, my. Aren't you a feisty one? Well, yeah, you got to be careful around here. Apparently, they don't like asking questions.
Who took her perchance?
Well, that's the thing, right? We're talking bad all night about the Diamond Knights, and next thing you know, she's gone. In my opinion, it leaves one option, but who really knows?
And if one chance wanted to get into the more seedier underbelly of this city, where would one go?
Well, that's a interesting question, because there isn't really that much crime in Knox Hollow. But if you really wanted to figure out what's going on and get connections, I might be able to hook you up with someone. Where are you staying?
Nowhere as of now, which is not very helpful.
All right. Well, when you figure that out, come talk to me, and I'll send one of my acquaintances your way. She nods.
I'll make sure to do that.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Pleasure doing business with you as well.
Where would you like to go next?
Knowing that the Diamond Knights most likely took our friend, I'm going to head towards their barracks, and assuming... Because I also know that the kid wanted to join them, so I'm going to head that way in hopes to meet up with Reinhardt the Bob.
All right, you head that way, and perfect because we're gonna head back over to Devon and Reinhardt, who are currently chasing across the street this child. You can now see Joachim, this child, this Furbolg child. He has run across the street and is now banging on the door of what appears to be some sort of like police barracks. He's just banging on the door. Hey guys, let me in quickly before my dad finds out where I am. Continues banging. Come on, guys. Stops banging. Sort of walks down the steps, looks around. Hey, I'm here. I'm ready. What's going on? You guys make it across the street to where he is.
Hey, kid.
Huh? He turns.
You looking for the Diamond Knights, right?
Yeah.
Here, yeah. Come with us for a sec. We can show you. We can tell you a little bit about them.
You want to buy some drugs?
Deception check. Deception check.
Hey, you want
That is the sketchiest thing. Come with us for a second. We can tell you about him.
You're looking for the diamond eyes, right?
I can get you some diamond eyes.
Sheesh. Stripper John in these streets, boy.
The Furbolg squints his eyes. My dad told me never talk to strangers.
Yeah, really
didn't your
listen to
dad also
there,
tell
don't
you not to join the Diamond Knights? So why are you taking some advice?
How
and
did
not
you know
taking
that?
the other?
Okay. Either intimidation or persuasion, this time with advantage, because that is a good comeback.
Intimidation or persuasion?
Yeah, whichever one's higher for you.
Alright, I'll do intimidation then. That's a 2. And that's an 18.
He's like, listen, man, okay, I'll come with you. Please don't hurt me. Puts his hands up, starts walking towards you.
No.
Easy.
We're not gonna hurt you, man. We kind of wanted to, because both of us here have had experiences in, the war field, and we heard that you were very interested in getting into that, so we were kind of interested.
You guys fought in the war?
What war? I mean, that doesn't really narrow it down too much.
Oh, you guys fought in battles?
Many.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yes.
Got any questions?
Well, yeah, plenty of questions. How many people have you killed?
That was not the first question I was expecting. None, fortunately. I mean, there has been a few people.
So
Yeah.
it was more, we were shooting down at people. I was never really the gunner. I was the tactician,
Oh,
coming up with the plans.
okay.
I'll tell you though, we have seen
so
a lot of
boring
our
as shit.
comrades die right in front of us, and that is a feeling that you can truly never get over.
Especially that time that blast came right through the hull of the ship and blew my friend apart in half.
I got pictures. You want to see?
Both of you.
Reinhardt has an emotional story. You guys just burst out fucking laughing.
Okay, both of you can roll intimidation with advantage.
Intimidation, or 1 second. I'm gonna find
21, 15.
19.
This is what happens when you fight in wars? You just get sad and old?
You get sad and old, and
Oh,
everyone
damn.
that you care about around you dies. So it just happens a little quicker than the average person. So
Yeah, and if you're lucky to survive, you just, every single time you sleep, you see them die.
But Diamond Knights protect people. I can protect my dad so much better if I'm equipped and trained.
All those times when you fight so much, you kill so many, and the next thing you know, you just lose your mind.
Maybe you'll kill your dad.
Whoa, guys, calm down now. I'm just trying to. I'm just trying to learn how to swing a sword.
We can teach you how to do that, man.
Yeah,
It's fine. You don't need to join a fucking gang to do that.
Someone, it happens, bro.
You can see he's sniveling up a bit, and he's like, "You guys will teach me how to fight."
We'll teach you how to defend yourself. We're not going to teach you how to kill somebody, though. Because mostly fighting should only be done when you are defending yourself. You should not be actively seeking out an altercation with another individual. That is not what a brave, heroic person does. That's what an instigator, pussy boy, does.
I start thinking about the deaths of my crew, and then I just light one of my cigarettes.
Oh,
You want a cigarette, kid?
there's like some really sad music playing in the background. So yeah, as you guys say this, Devon, you can roll another persuasion roll because you have said quite a few things. At this point, Reinhardt is just like depressing the kid, and Devon's like, "Don't, it's all right."
That's 18.
Yeah, so he's like, this Joachim is like, okay, well, I guess I'll just go with you guys and learn how to swing a sword, right? And as he says that, the door to the barracks swings open. You can see this tall human woman looks out. Who the hell was banging on this door? And Joachim immediately hides behind Devon, like, oh shit!
We apologize for that. There was just a little altercation that was happening out here between two individuals. They left the area, so we apologize for that altercation.
You normies are so loud, and then the door slams shut. Oh god, that was Nukes.
See?
I'm a memer, damn it.
I kind of look down at Joachim, and I'm kind of like, do you see the respect that person had? None.
Yeah.
That's not a person you should idolize. Your father is someone that you should idolize. And we'll teach you about how to defend yourself with a sword, but I think that your dad would actually probably have a lot that he'd like to teach you as well.
Really?
Yeah, your dad cares about you. Your dad didn't want you to join because he was really worried about, what would happen if you were then put into that position. Exactly, yeah. So, he's got your back, man. Your dad really loves you.
Okay, I'll go home. Thanks, guys.
We'll go with you. Yeah, no problem, man. Glad you see that the other way.
The scariest part is Nukes isn't even a Diamond Knight, she's the receptionist.
Oh my god.
And you guys begin walking back towards the shop. As that happens, Reinhardt and Devon, you can both have inspiration, by the way. So that basically just means a random roll that you choose at some point you can have advantage on. Because of the RP was so excellent. Cock, you are in the temple. Where are you waiting as you wait for people to finish up?
Up near the main stage.
You just stood near the stage.
Yep.
One of the priests eventually sort of ends speaking with two humans who you could overhear. They were talking about some troubles they were having with their child who's very sick. And the priest, who you can tell is a priestess, she mentioned that she can, round up some funds and hopefully help the child. And then she walks over. Oh, I've never seen you before. Welcome.
Thank you. So I overheard you. I was eavesdropping, and I thought maybe you could help me define a material that I found, perhaps.
Oh, define a material. Interesting. Are you sure you don't want one of the Manayard wizards to help you with that?
I might. But I thought I'd ask here first, as I'm a religious man myself.
Of course. Maybe Udon knows.
Ooh. I whip out my balls.
Excellent. You whip them out. She's like, oh, what are these?
My bodyguard became sick on our little excursion, and these have been coming out of her.
Well, let me take a look. Are they sanitary?
I would advise wearing gloves or some type of protective gear. I haven't, though, and nothing has happened to me. So it's entirely up to you.
Well, let me just take a closer look first. And she sort of kneels down next to your hand. And we'll take a peek. Ah, yes, there's clearly some sort of magical effect taking place within these. However, I think it's dulled now slightly. What exactly did you say happened to your friend, your bodyguard?
We tracked her to a witch's den, and she was, yes, definitely some magic afoot. Tracked her to some witch's den. She was, at the time, strung up in a spider web. She became very muscular and roided up, as it were, as the youngins say. And then eventually that wore off and she threw these up.
She became very muscular.
Yes.
I would guess that these pellets have some sort of magic within them that allowed her to unlock something seemingly she did not know she had. However, they seem to have worn off now. I do not think that these are working anymore. She pokes one. Yes, I'm sorry. I wish there was more I could say.
Oh, of course. I'm grateful for your help.
I would take these to the wizards. They know much more about this magic than I do. Perhaps, and it's up to you. If you leave one with me, I could talk to the high priest about it.
Of course. I drop a ball in her hands.
Oh, wow, they're squishier than I thought they would be. Yes, well.
So they were recently used.
It was quite nice talking to you. We don't get many turtles in Nox Hollow. She nods and walks away towards another patron. And you can immediately hear, oh, what's that you have? Oh, it's a small squishy ball. I wouldn't touch it. All right. What would you like to do now?
I will go over to the offices where Dridgy and Stan the Man went. Okay. And I will knock on the door, if there is a door to knock on. Boom.
Yeah, you go over and knock on the door. You hear, just a moment. And then the door opens and you can see the priest. Ah, yes, total friend, we're just wrapping up. And you can see Dridgy in the back. She's been given new clothes, sort of just basic sort of linen clothes and pants. And she nods and says, thank you, brother. And he goes, yes, of course. Dridgy, remember, Udon allows you to choose your own path. That is his teaching. Do not forget this. Even the anomaly leads you down ways you're not quite sure about. Not everything is destined. And she nods. Of course, I will remember this. He nods. And he motions her to get the fuck out of her. She just walks out.
Get the fuck out.
Now, in the name of Udon, fuck off. And yeah, Dridgy joins you outside the room. Thank you for waiting for me.
Actually, perfect timing. I was done with my little talks. I was like, hey, can I have her used clothes?
You knock on the door again? Knock on the door. It opens. Hello?
Hey, can I have her used clothes?
Oh, yes, of course. He walks back into the room, opens a drawer, pulls them out. Dredgy, is this all right? Yeah. He grabs all kinds of stuff,
Absolutely not.
and he hands them to you. And once again, Dredgy and him lock eyes. They nod. Remember what I told you. Remember Udon's words. Yep. Thanks.
Yup.
And the door closes.
Now fuck off.
Now, get the fuck out. Now eat a bag of dicks.
Actually, I have a bag of dicks right here. Would you like them?
Collecting those for centuries.
Sheesh. Is there anywhere else you'd like to go? Otherwise, I would suggest the Manor Yards to take a look at your balls.
The Manor Yards to look at my balls. Yeah, if that's where you'd like to go, I think I've accomplished what I needed to here, and thank you again for waiting for me.
Fantastic. I start. I get down on all, 8 limbs that I have now. Start scuttling out the door.
Jesus Christ. Alright, the fucking demonic cock starts skittling out the door, and Dredgy is just like, oh my god.
God, he's starting to turn into a monster from the forest.
Yeah. Alright, you head outside. Sort of at the same time, I'll describe it for both Erebus and Cock. You begin to see at the entrance of the marketplace. So Erebus, you're sort of walking back away from Ramona's post, and Cock, you're stepping outside the temple. Just outside the entrance to the marketplace, you can see smoke, and you think a building has been set on fire, and you're beginning to hear people going, quickly, get water, someone's attacking! What do you do?
I'll head toward the smoke.
Do I see Cock across the road?
He's a bit too far currently to see him, but you can now see people in the marketplace, like, looking around, like, wait, what? And you can see the smoke above, and you think you see someone, like, punching someone.
Yes, I also head towards the smoke.
Alright, so we're gonna roll initiative, and Devon and Reinhardt will also roll initiative, and I'll sort of describe what is happening on your turn as you guys are, not really near this, but there we go. And then I'm going to move you guys over to a map. Obviously, Devon and Reinhardt are not currently on the map, and Dredgy and Cock are on the map, but where you are is not exactly where you are because I don't have like an entire city battle map for this situation.
My immersion is broken.
I know, I'm sorry. The sort of people working at the stalls are panicked, looking around, and you can see what appears to be a large, muscular, bearded man, but parts of his arms have been torn and parts of his body are messed up, like his leg is like all skeleton and his eyes are completely red. And you believe you see a zombie, Erebus, you see a zombie attacking one of the market goers or one of the salesmen, and you can now see the buildings on fire. Can you guys actually see the map?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I loaded on this.
It'd be pretty awkward if I was describing this and you couldn't see shit.
My go.
It is... Yes, Erebus, it is your go.
Perfect.
Can you guys see the name tags for all the NPCs?
No.
Okay.
No.
Basically, the bad guys are the ones with red circles, if that wasn't obvious.
Figure.
No.
I'm going to use my feline agility to get 60 feet of movement without having to use a bonus action or action.
Alright.
Here, which I believe was 50 feet. 2 more. So I've done my movement.
Damn.
And I also could dash, bonus action dash, and then regular action dash if I really wanted to.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
I need to read this. Alright, you have advantage on attack rolls against any creature that hasn't taken a turn in combat yet, and any hit you score against that creature is considered, that is surprised, is a critical hit. Would they be, this isn't a surprise round, right?
Don't you have something though that like if they haven't acted yet, you get advantage?
I get advantage. Yeah, that's what I was reading.
Yeah.
But it's only in the first turn, so I have advantage on them. But then that also, I now have to see how that applies to my sneak attack.
Yeah.
If I have advantage, I get the sneak attack. So that allows me to use my sneak attack, which means I don't have to use my bonus action to hide to then get my sneak attack. But I could bonus action hide to get the guaranteed crit. But I'm not going to do that, and I will instead...
Is this our first combat as level 3?
Yeah.
Oh, this is great.
Can I see this dude right here?
Yeah.
From where I'm standing? Alright, then I am going to...
You're using your gun, right?
Yeah, I'm going to pistol him.
Okay.
With advantage, one fell off the table, and I got 12s on both, but that makes it a 17.
That'll hit.
Alright, so then that is 3d6, plus 3, so that's 14 damage.
Is that your full go?
I saw my bonus action. I couldn't hide right here in the middle of the street, right? I'd have to move somewhere.
Yeah, there's too much open area. They can see you. All right, Cock. You exit out of the temple and begin running towards the market area. If you use your full move, I'll say you just end up where you are now on the map. If your full move, not your full go.
Yeah, I'll use my full move.
Okay.
Would it be an action or a bonus action to see if I hear anything in the burning buildings?
Let's say bonus action, because you're...
Okay, then yeah, I'll dash over there. And then... What am I rolling for?
Perception. What exactly are you here listening for?
Particularly if there is any living being in the house that is about to burn to death.
Okay.
14.
14. Alright, you sort of walk up to the edge of the house, you listen in. Actually, you don't even have to listen in, you look through one of the small windows. You don't see anyone in the house. You think you see someone, like, on the other side. So you're looking through a window to the other side, and on the other side there's a window that leads out. You think you can see someone running off, but that's with a 14, that's all you basically see. And is that your full go?
Yep.
Alright. Reinhardt, on your turn, you can give me a perception check, and remember you have advantage because of your cloak.
Natural 20.
Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah. You, Devon, Alduin, and the young Furbolg boy, Joachim, are walking back across the road towards the shop when you notice in the sky, you can see smoke now rising up above the buildings, and you can begin to just barely hear, with your passive perception in particular, you can just hear like noises of like commotion going on towards where the market area is. So you definitely notice it. I'm giving you a free action to perceive that, so what would you like to do?
I'm gonna ask Devon tell him that we should see if we can help, and then tell the boy, are you alright to get yourself home on your own?
Alright, yeah, the Joachim nods, it's like, I'll go back to my dad. Alduin looks at you like, where should I go?
Just follow behind us.
Alright, he follows behind you, and...
Promise Erebus, I keep my eye on him.
Alright, is that your full go?
Yeah.
Alright.
Head towards the area.
Alright, so this large, looming zombie reaches out and sort of grabs onto this. There's like a human man in front of you. You can hear someone from within the market say, "No, Timbley!" As he grabs, like the zombie like grabs onto him and tries to like pull him forward, but this human just sort of like pushes his arm off and tries to like rustle between the barrels underneath one of the market stalls. And then the zombie turns angrily and begins marching forward towards the cat that shot at him. The other one is going to rush towards the guy in front of him. This sort of sturdy dwarf leaps forward. Fuck me, man. I just cannot roll for shit as a bad guy. Again, trying to like rush into the dwarf, but the dwarf, because he's so short, ducks underneath him, and the zombie just like slams his head against the rocks and then turns unfazed by the by the concussion. All right, Devon, it is now your turn. You've been informed by Reinhardt that you can now see the smoke in the sky and sort of sounds of people panicking. You can hear people all around being like, quickly, someone call the Diamond Knights, quickly. Get the mages, we need to put out these fires. As you are rushing through the streets alongside Reinhardt and Alduin, what would you like to do? You can prepare an action or something if you want to, or you can just sprint as fast as you want.
I will.
I'll just say, remember, you have the broom that allows you to fly, so you could actually fly up above everyone if you wanted to.
Ooh. I like that idea. Let's do that.
Okay, so you say the magical word.
Excrum. Oh fuck, that wasn't it.
Why isn't it working?
You say excrum.
Oh shit!
You say excrum, and you're just stood there in the middle of the road with a broom between your legs.
Dumb ass.
Looking at you.
If you want, you can make an intelligence check to see if you remember what the word is.
Get a 3.
The intelligence is failing me at the moment.
Did you get like a 2?
No, I got an 11.
Okay. Yeah, it's very
Let's do
similar.
that for
It's
one.
like it rhymes with like axe cool or it sounds something like that.
X cool. X
can-
cool.
You begin to feel the broom like, should I go? And then it doesn't go.
Bitch, you better count that.
It begins
X
like
cool. X cool.
as you say X cool, it takes off into the sky.
I like axes. Come on.
Pulling the fucking broom handle, and, like strangling it like over.
You're gonna fly, motherfucker! Yeah, take off into the goddamn sky, soaring above the buildings. And yeah, that will help you get there quicker. That is your turn. On Dridgy's turn, she starts shouting out, "Quickly, everyone, follow me! We're gonna get out of here!" Actually, she's gonna sprint here, just in case. And that's her full go. The townsfolk begin to run away from the flames and the zombies. He's gonna go slower because he's crawling under shit. Erebus, it is your turn once more.
Alright, bonus action, disengage. Step away from this man. Shoot him in the face.
Alright,
23.
that'll hit. Data will hit.
And because I'm not hidden, I would have switched over to my rifle, so I do more damage.
I think switching weapons is an action, isn't it? Like swapping
I think
out
you.
weapons.
I think you can do it once for free.
Swapping from one weapon to another while still having both weapons on your person would require a full action.
Never mind. Then I'll just shoot him with the pistol.
Yeah. I think your pistol does the same amount of damage, no?
One's a D8, one's a D6.
Oh, okay.
6 damage.
6 damages.
I'm just gonna take a few steps back further.
You run a little bit back farther. You see this weird-looking gnome next to you, like, "Oh, we gotta get out of here!"
Oh, fire's out. That's what you gotta do.
We need the mages. The mages.
Get a bucket of water and throw it at the house.
Okay, conjury bucket. No, I'm running. And is that your full go?
Yeah.
You bicker with this old man as he's trying to get away. He's so slow for his about
I'm
how old he
shooting a
is.
gun in one hand.
Yelling
at
at
this dude.
Perfect. All right, Cock. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna move more.
You can now see townsfolk trying to get out of the area.
Neat.
Stand next to Dridgy, who's standing there looking ready to fight.
Hey, how are you? I'm gonna run up here, and then that will be my turn.
All right, you run up to. You can see this dwarf under the legs of the zombie, like, "Oh!" And that's your fogo.
Hey, how are you? Yes.
Perfect. All right, Reinhardt. On your turn, you know that you're like running as fast as you can. It'll probably take the rest of this turn to actually get to the market. Unless there's anything else you want to do, I assume you use your full turn to sprint.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. The zombie, on his go, is going to run over here. So what you see basically This large zombie sort of stumbles for a moment, taking these few blaster fires from Erebus, looks around, his eyes land on this small gnome girl trying to run away, and just sprints, grabs her by the scruff of her neck, and then bites down on her neck and just like rips flesh off of her neck. I said neck 3 times. I win. And just drops her limp body on the ground.
Jesus.
That
I was
is
gonna finish that corpse.
Oh, actually, he can.
And just gotta steal the white pellets out of their asshole.
Actually, he then turns towards Ramona Bow and sort of tries to grab her to do a similar thing, but she, like, using her strength, just holds off this arm, trying not to see the same fate. And yeah, this like gnome woman has just been thrown onto the ground, bleeding profusely from the neck. The other zombie looks down at the dwarf between its legs and figures he's not going anywhere and is going to lash out at Cock. He hasn't had turtle in a while. That's going to be a 22 to hit you.
Ooh.
I'm rolling well now, motherfucker. Do you have any resistance to necrotic damage?
I shouldn't know.
Complete and utter immunity to all types of damage.
Perfect. And my AC is 30. So that will be 14 points of damage. So basically what happens, he grabs onto your neck and like bites down on like the top of your head and begins to bite you really hard. And it hurts, man.
Booker.
He's like, I haven't had turtle in a while. Brains!
Jaw unhinges like a snake.
He actually can now. I assume a 14 doesn't hit you because you have an AC of 1,000. Alright, Devon. You are now up above the city. You can see people rushing towards the mana yard, trying to get people to help put out fires, basically. You can see a few people now getting buckets. There's a large group of people that have surrounded the well and have begun getting water from the well and bringing them over, but they're taking their time because they have to carry these buckets without spilling them. Give me a perception check, actually, as you're up above the city.
10.
10. Okay. On the main road coming from the well, there's like people are like bunched up along the streets trying to see what's happening, and they keep like parting as this group of people are now running full sprint down the main road, and you can see this from above. But basically, on your next turn, you will have arrived at the combat.
Okay. Is there any chance this turn that I could use a spell?
Yeah. What would you like to use?
If possible, I would like to use second level create or destroy water over the burning building.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, you probably can do that, especially from above, just dropping it down. The only problem is there's 2 burning buildings, so you'd have to pick which one.
Okay.
But I did not know you have that spell. That's very cool.
Is how big dimensions wise? Or because my I can create water as rain in a 30-foot cube. So, like, how big are the buildings?
That would be enough to clear, like, the roof of one of the buildings. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Is there any way that I can tell from my perspective right now, what building is what? Like, what is there anything differentiating the 2 buildings?
Not from your perspective, because you have a bird's eye view, so it's hard to see what the buildings actually represent.
Okay. Then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold off on using the spell now.
Okay.
And on my next turn, I'm going to go past the past both of the buildings and making sure that there's... Or has someone cleared if that there's no one in both of the burning buildings?
You don't know. You haven't been told anything.
Alright, so then I will do that, and before I leave, I will kind of go back down a bit towards Reinhardt and Alduin within hearing distance, and I'm just going to say, I'm going to move towards the burning buildings. You guys just stay together, and I'll probably just be back around in a little bit to help you out again if need be.
Copy that.
Alduin gives you a thumbs up.
Alright, then I fly off towards the burning buildings.
Alright, on Drigi's turn, she runs up behind the zombie and goes, "That's my boss, you bastard!" And what does she actually fucking have?
Just slaps him. Stop that! Stop! Stop! Stop!
Stop!
Well, she's not gonna slap him because her unarmed damage does 0 damage. So she's like feeling around. She's like, "Oh shit!" She quickly says, "Cock, my dagger was in my other robes," and then will fucking try to entangle, I guess. So she raises her hands up and she says, "By the anomaly, the power, enlighten me!" And so grasping weeds and vines sprout from the ground in a 20-foot square, starting from the point within range. For the duration, these plants turn the ground in an area into difficult terrain. So, yeah, she doesn't really understand her powers. So the zombie, the dwarf, and Cock all have to make strength saving throws. Uh-oh.
The dwarf is like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, she didn't really notice him under the zombie. What'd you get? 20?
Yeah.
So yeah, these sort of holy vines raise up and they're like glowing white, a little bit of gold, and they begin to wrap around the zombie, but the zombie just sort of like pushes the dwarf into the vine, and the dwarf gets wrapped up, and the zombie steps to the side. And also she seems to have enough control to not have them come after you, or at the same time, like one of them tries to wrap around you because she doesn't have complete control, and then you just like step away from it. Like, stop that.
Hey.
And
Smack it, and it's like, oh.
She's like, "Oh shit, sorry, dwarf, my bad. That's water on you, bloody bastard." And yeah, on the civilians' turn, they will continue to run away from the zombie threat.
I'm getting out of here. I'm not being eaten by no flesh zombie.
Ramona, however, is cut off and cannot escape in her current predicament.
Perfect.
Erebus, it's time to come to the rescue. The body of the gnome finished skidding across the floor to your feet as he threw it in your direction.
Throwed it.
Raise one of my
God.
feet and just sort of stop it from going any further forward.
Yeah.
And then I shoot him.
Perfect.
I only got a 9.
9. Okay, that's not gonna hit. It's a precarious situation. You're trying not to hit Ramona as you fire at him, so your aim is slightly off. Anything else you can do? Any movement that you want to partake in?
I will move here to try to give Ramona some cover to run back the other way.
Okay. All right. Cock. It is your turn once again. You see the glowing vines wrap up this dwarf, and he's like, "Ah, let go of me!" And the zombie turns his attention towards Drigi, not liking the holy energy.
I'm going to smack the zombie man.
All right, give it a smack.
That is a 23.
That'll hit.
Ew.
You are the big damage boy, so we'll see.
Also, he'll have to make a strength saving throw.
Interesting. Okay, I got a 12 on a strength saving throw.
Aha! It needed to be 13. Got him. Got his ass broken.
What is the strength saving throw for?
If he does not succeed, he gets pushed back 10 feet.
Oh. 10 feet from you, right? So probably diagonally
Yeah.
back towards the building.
That is 24 damage in total.
Damn, bro. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. Alright.
And he's prone.
Oh, yeah, one more thing.
Oh, yeah. And he's on fire, and he can't see anymore.
So basically, this is what I imagine. Dridgy has these fucking tentacles come out, and the zombie's like turns towards her, cracks his knuckles, ready to go, and then you just tap him on the shoulder. He turns around and swing your fucking mace fucking upwards towards him. He just slams it backwards, Superman style, smashing into the building. What up, bitch? Don't fuck with cock. Is that your full go?
Yes, that is.
Perfect. All right, Reinhardt, as you are running into the marketplace area, you can see Erebus sort of not fist fighting this zombie, but up close with his gun, and you can see like there's some sort of combat going on. You can see the flames coming up off a couple of these buildings. What would you like to do? You have your full action.
With my where is it? I will use Fangs of the Fire Snake, which will I spend 1 key point, and I can if flames start coming out of my hands and my feet.
Holy shit!
And I will, and it gives me 10 more feet of movement.
Oh fuck! Okay, so you got 50 feet now.
Yeah, I use 50 feet to get up close.
Yeah, you just sprint. You don't even like stop sprinting at all. You're like straight from where you were running into the town. You see that you clock the zombie and you just run right up to him. What do you do?
Then I punch him in the face, which instead of doing bludgeoning damage, it does fire damage.
Oh shit.
So
full anime on this motherfucker.
Does a 19 hit?
That will absolutely hit.
Alright, so I'll do my damage, which is an unarmed attack does. I'll try to do 4 damage.
So that's 7 damage?
7, and then 2 plus 3, so 5 damage. And then I can spend another key point with the fire snake. Because it hit,
yeah,
I do an extra 1d10 damage.
Jesus Christ, okay. And that's just automatic, right?
Yeah.
Alright, give it a roll.
I got an 8 plus 3. More fire damage, basically.
So yeah, so it's a lot of damage you do to this thing. So yeah, you just go full sprint from in the town into the marketplace. You run right up to this fucking zombie. Bunch of fucking punches straight to the fucking dome, and they're all flaming, and this zombie's now catching on fire. And as you're punching it, he doesn't know what's going on, as it's getting teamed up on. Is that your full go?
Again, apparently when I run, flame tendrils come out of the ground and push me forward.
Jesus Christ! So yeah, that is what you see as you see Reinhardt sprint up to this zombie. Powers he has not yet shown are being put on display.
We used this in the last episode.
On the zombie's turn, he's now got 2 people to deal with. He's not done with dinner quite yet. He wants the cooked cat. Swing, that is going to be a 28 to hit.
Holy fuck.
Might hit. Okay, that is 9 damage to you. As he sort of, the hand that you're holding out the gun on, he grabs and bites down on. He will then turn towards Ramona Bow and say, "I'm not done with you yet, pretty." Jesus Christ. He turns on Ramona, the terror in her eyes as this thing turns on her, and she just grabs her, bites down on her neck, and begins pulling off flesh. Up next is the other zombie, who's going to use half of his movement to get up from being prone. Looking around, trying to figure out what the fuck just happened, how he got bodied so fucking hard, and he's going to run over to Dridgy and attack her. First one, though, I believe is a miss. Yes, he does not hit her. Swings. So sort of tries to grab onto her. Dridgy counters with a bit of a ninja move, and then she sort of like puts herself in a precarious position, and then he bites down on her arm. And yeah, you can see as he bites down on Dridgy's arm, there's just like this look in her eye, like no, please. She doesn't go down, but she does not look to be in a good way. Devon, you are now above the combat. So yeah, that's basically where you are. Imagine you're like there, but like 30 feet in the air, basically.
Gotcha. Okay. Would I be able to do a perception check on both houses before I did a spell, or would I have to wait until?
I would say you could use this entire turn to do a perception on both houses, but then you'd have to wait another turn to cast the spell.
Okay. You know what? Fuck that. I don't really want to wait, to be honest, because I was reading the description of create water, and the water falls as rain in a 30-foot cube within range, extinguishing exposed flames in the area. So, based on that description, to the house right here, I am just gonna fly above it and cast second level create water.
Perfect. You do exactly that. And you put out the fire on the house. So you manage to, at very least on the roof and sort of the outer area, you're not quite sure about the inside, you manage to extinguish what flame you can see with this rain, conjuring it from... Well, your other spells were conjured from your ear. Where is this spell conjured from?
So, basically, you can kind of just, since it's creating water, is you basically just have, like, this big clump of just goo just fall out of my nose. Into my hands. And then, kind of like what LeBron does with, like, the chalk toss, I just, like, toss it up in the air, and it, like, flies off in all the different directions, and just creates this massive storm cloud about 10-ish feet above my head, and then it just starts a fucking torrential downpour, as I'm just looking up like the fucking guy in Shawshank Redemption after he crawled out of the fucking thing.
I love the face mage that Nick has developed. This is amazing. All right, is that your full go to cast a spell?
Yeah, I'm all done.
All right, Drigi is distressed. Okay, so she turns towards the zombie and in a panic snaps her fingers, and this large boom noise goes off. Both of these zombies' ears explode.
Man,
Got this.
Got their ass.
You just hear the zombie say, "What is that ringing?"
Someone answer the phone, quick!
And that's what Drigi does. This turn, all these fucking people run away. You can hear them running off, and they're joining a large group that are calling for the Diamond Knights, and people saying like, "What's going on? What's going on? What? There was an attack? What?" Erebus, before your go, you begin to see the sort of pools of people around the market that are looking in, trying to see what's happening. People are bringing buckets, trying to get near, but they're not gonna, go towards that zombie and risk getting hurt. So they're like waiting, seeing what's going on, and like a large group of people parts, and then in the middle of where they parted, you just see this group of 4 stood, and they begin sprinting towards the marketplace.
Did I see that old gnome with a bucket that I told him to go get?
You do not see the old gnome. He appears to be true to his word that he's running the fuck away. So yeah, you see these 4 figures appear. You see a large muscular orc at the front, sort of really bright green skin, the traditional orc, short black hair, tusks coming down, and he's got this blue armor and this blue crystal shield over one arm, and he's running in. You also see this tall Goliath woman. Reinhardt, you can see this as well. This tall Goliath woman wearing these priestly sort of robes and this like very tribal headdress similar to the ones you saw out in the wastes. You see a human with a bow. He looks very normal, sort of leather blue armor. And then this crystal figure, but his helmet is completely covered in crystals and you can't see his face. And they all run onto the scene. You can hear the orc say, make sure there's only 2 of them. Make sure the people that are injured get the help they need. Let's take these guys out.
Someone cast Revivify on these 2 dead people.
Erebus, it's your turn. What would you like to do? Would you like to cast Revivify? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I tell these people who came in to do it, I yell at them. Bonus action, disengage, step back, shoot the zombie in the face.
All right.
Will a 24 hit?
Yeah, a little bit.
And because Jacob is within 5 feet of the zombie, I get sneak attack.
All right.
Roll terribly, but I still got it. What is that? 7 plus 3, so 10 damage.
10 damage. Nice. Fuck.
That would be everything I can do.
Next is Cox go.
I'm gonna run up to home skillet and thwack his diddly dang.
Alright, give it a thwack.
It's a 20 to thwack his diddly dang.
Yep.
And he will need to make another saving throw.
That's a natural one. How much damage was it?
21.
So
And
yeah,
same thing happens.
big
This last time.
big thwacky boy. You once again swing your flail into him. He like goes sideways in midair and slams into the stones of the building that's on fire, and like a little bit of his like really tattered, dirty like shirt lights on fire a little bit, and he just rips it off and throws it on the ground. And you can see his rippling zombie muscles. Reinhardt, what would you like to do? Full anime man, going crazy on him.
Beat the shit out of him. Beat the shit out of him.
Absolutely
Beat the shit
spazzing on these hoes.
Sheesh.
Well, I will use my vibro staff and do the attack that I can use that and then do the punches.
All right.
Alright. Does a 16 hit,
Yes, it does.
8 damage.
8 damage. Is that plus the 3 or whatever?
Yeah.
All right, 8 damage.
Does a 17 hit.
Yep.
Alright.
You didn't gain any AC since last you hit him.
4 damage.
And it's fucking him up. And one more, right?
Does a 20 hit.
Yep.
6 damage.
Damn. So you just wail into him with smacks and blows, just these ninja smacks. Like if this was a movie, there would be a shot where it goes into slow motion as your fist goes across his face and like a couple teeth come out. He's like, ooh. And I believe that's your full go. Yes.
You hear Erebos in the background go, "Eat shit, bitch!"
Kick his ass. On the next turn, the sort of human with the bow that showed up, he looks at the orc and says, "How do we know who the bad guys are?" And he's like, "I'm pretty sure the dead ones are the bad guys." Right, okay.
Oh shit, idiot!
Everyone close your eyes. And he pulls back an arrow and fires an arrow that lands next to the zombie. All right, all allies, so Reinhardt, Erebus, you're included in this. You two have to make a dex check, but you're going to have advantage since he gave you a warning.
Oh, hell yeah. I got it. I got proficiency in dex saving throws.
Yeah, both of you. This is a perfect roll for both of you.
That advantage didn't help. I got an 8 and a 3, so
Oh, no.
it's 13 for the save.
I got an 8 and a 14. Plus 3.
So yeah, you see this arrow land, and you immediately close your eyes. Erebus, as you're looking, you're like, close
I'm
my eyes.
thinking, how the fuck could you miss with an arrow from that close?
It explodes with this white light. Boom! And suddenly you're blinded by this light. Blinded by the light. And also, Reinhardt, you can now see that the zombie is also blinded by it. And you will have advantage on attacking it. And he's like, "Did everyone close their eyes?" On the zombie's turn, Reinhardt's the only one here now, so he turns towards Reinhardt. Back to you. That's going to be a 12. That won't hit. That's going to be a... Does a 19 hit you?
Just does.
Okay. And you don't have any resistance to necrotic damage, right? Oh,
No, I
shit.
do not.
Alright, so that's 15 damage as he grabs onto probably your lower body as he's like looking, trying to see where you are, blinded by this light, and bites down onto your thigh.
Oh. Just like, ah!
Yeah, zombie
Doing that
bites down on
computer
you.
different.
You can feel the pain, the extra energy of this necrotic damage in your blood. The other zombie is gonna once again stand up. He's looking around, pretty pissed off. He's gonna run up and try to just like full sprint bite Dridgy. That's gonna hit, and so Drizzy just gets pulled over. This thing pulls her onto the ground, starts biting all over her body. She's like, get off, and she appears to go some form of unconscious in front of you, Cock. There, she's lying down.
Yes, perfect.
Perfect representation. And then on the next turn, the blue armored orc with the shield throws his shield into the sky, and you can see it soar above, and almost like with like a life of its own, come down on top of the zombie in front of Reinhardt. He's gonna have advantage on this. He is lucky he had advantage. And this shield, there's like a moment, Reinhardt, where like suddenly the zombie is like, it's like biting on you, and then this shield comes down, clean swipe of the neck, and like half of his neck like chops in half, and now the head's like sort of half biting you. It like rips off, half biting you, and like the body is now stumbling around trying to find where you are, as the head is like, so it's got like 2 teeth nibbling on you, hanging off of your body. Yep, is right. As this diamond shield now shoots back up into the sky. The other armored one is going to... How far can he go? He can't quite get where he wants to go. So he's gonna sprint up all the way up to the zombie. And he like tries to like get in between you and the body as he readies whatever he's gonna do. The other one, on her go, sprints as fast as she can. She almost looks a little bit quicker than Reinhardt and Erebus as she sprints up to the zombie and begins to make attacks. And you can see a level of precision that you actually respect, Reinhardt. Clearly this person has been well trained in the way of her staff as she makes these attacks.
What?
And then she swings to punch at the creature. This one, the zombie blocks, even though it can't see what the fuck is going on, so it actually has advantage. And that will actually hit. And then one final punch from this Goliath. Sort of, she swings at the body with her staff, slams into it, punches into his chest, and then turns around and with the final punch grabs the head from your thigh and rips it off and squashes it under her foot as the zombie dies. The armored creature next to her is like, "Hey, that was mine!" That's not how this works, big guy. And Devon, is your go.
I think I'll keep it pretty simple with mine. It's just flying over to the other building and casting the exact same spell.
Perfect. All right. So you will put out the fire on the other building as well. And now you can see the townsfolk on the other side of the market area, or sort of farther off, are now like cheering, like, "Yay! The guy on the broom put out the fire!"
I kind of start to fly over the town, making sure everything is okay.
Perfect.
But staying ominous. Boom.
Yeah.
Broom guy.
Nice. The broom guy did it. The new superhero in Knox Hollow.
Broom guy.
Broom guy.
Broom guy.
Broom guy.
Broom guy. Oh, that's your new nickname. Broom guy.
I am Broom Guy.
They will know me on the streets as Broom Guy.
I seek vengeance.
Where's Alduin in all this?
You don't know.
God damn it.
Oh, well.
I told him to stay close. What the hell was he doing?
Well, you sprinted off into combat, dude. He wasn't gonna run into.
Too quickly.
He wasn't gonna run into combat after you.
The other kid's like, "Oh hell yeah!"
Okay. Dridgy has a go. Something happens. You can now see the people begin to part again, and you can now see these robed figures that are holding staffs and holding wands are running out, and they can see now as the smoke is beginning to become more thick, although the fire has been put out. They're like looking up towards Devon, like, oh, and staying back, not wanting to be involved in combat. Airbus, it is your go.
Do I get to try to throw off the blindness now or at the end of my turn?
Yeah, you can make a
Con save.
Yeah, con save.
Well, I doubt that worked because it's a 8.
Yeah, you're still sort of like, you're rubbing your eyes a lot. You're like, what the fuck did he put in that arrow? Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and try to shoot the zombie by cock. Let's see how this goes.
Stumble forward.
Using my cat ears, I'm like, just looking out and about. I got a nat 1.
Okay.
That's my lower.
Since you're blinded and you shoot, you can roll a d4 and I will tell you who you hit.
Alright. Hit myself somehow. Let's do it. 3.
Okay, roll damage.
6 damage.
Okay, so you point your gun out. You're like, you can vaguely see shapes in front of you. You think you see the zombie. You fire. Cock, you take 6 damage. Somehow, some way, even with your AC, he managed to penetrate. He's such a good marksman that even with your AC, he can still shoot you while not being able to fucking see. Even if he was aiming for the zombie.
That was pretty close.
Yeah, you were pretty close. Yeah, Airbus, that is your go. Cock, you have just been shot. You're not quite sure from who.
Being enraged from being shot by a mystery arrow.
There's like a scorch mark on your shell.
I'm going to thwack the man in the diddly dang again.
Perfect.
Also using the rage of my elephant being knocked down.
Yeah, I totally forgot that when Dridgy went down, the fucking vines disappeared. So the dwarf is just sat there like, wait, I'm not tied up anymore.
What the hell?
He now realizes this. He thought he was watching a movie for a second.
I got a natural 20, so 27.
Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, I mean, fucking roll your shit, man. Why do I even play this game?
I do.
Let me guess, he's got to roll a strength save.
Not this time.
Oh, okay.
That sounds promising.
47 damage.
Gee, wait, 47 damage?
Wait, what?
So what are you attacking him with?
My flail and divine smite, which I didn't realize does an additional 1d8 to undead. So I should have been using that the whole time, but it wasn't.
Mr. Turtleman, please describe to me how you kill this half-health zombie. Literally at 47 health. It is the prophecy.
You get shot by your ally, even though you don't know that, and then you're just like, fuck this.
The anger building inside you.
With the anger of my bodyguard being perceived to be killed and then being shot by a mystery arrow, I summon the power of my lord and savior, the black hole. My eyes just start smoking black as my flail also starts smoking black, and I, over my head, slam it down onto him.
As you conjure this energy from the anomaly, you begin to hear voices as well in your head as you slay the zombie. Voices saying, "Come to us, we must speak again." And yeah, you fucking just squash his head like a fucking watermelon, and he falls to the ground. The dwarf behind you gives you a slap on the ass before running off, trying to get away from the violence.
Just become even more angry. Who did that?
Are you going to... we're basically out of combat now because both enemies are dealt with, but are you going to heal Dridgy? She's currently in the throes of death.
Yeah, I'm going to look at Dridgy, partially because I think she's dead, but I'll try to see if she's breathing or something first.
Medicine check.
Is Ramona, like, dead?
Give me a medicine check.
The thing
Do I
is,
have-
I was going to see if she was dead before the attack, but me getting shot in the back just put me over the edge.
Yeah.
Do I have to
Um,
become unblind first, or am I just?
Hello?
We'll say that it wears off after a while.
Just
you know?
goes up to one of the knights. Is this you?
The Goliath also picks up Ramona, and says, "We need the mages immediately. Brall, go find them." And the armored
Because I got a
creature
7, so I know
runs up.
shit.
She got a 5. She doesn't know shit either.
Well,
I got
I'm
a
still
13
sitting here
on
with
mine.
3 health. Will that help?
Oh, please.
Devon, we need a medic over here, please.
Devon is soaking up the fucking applause from the crowd.
I am the god of this town.
He chants out,
I am your god.
echoes above the buildings.
Praise me.
Cock, Drigi is technically still alive, however, she has grave wounds that need to be helped. You know?
Alright, yeah, I'll lay my cock on her.
Perfect. How much you want to heal her for?
I'll give her 10.
Alright, 10 healing. Her eyes open. She squints. Ugh. God damn it, I gotta stop waking up like this. So, yeah, what are the sort of next things that you guys would be doing?
Finding Alduin.
Okay, so you're gonna look for Alduin. Mages begin to come into town. They put out little fires that haven't been put out yet by Devon's magic, and then they attend to the wounded. And the orc with the shield flies down, returns to his arm, and he motions to the Goliath. Search the area, make sure there's not any more of them. Make sure nobody comes in here and steals any of the goods. Report back to me. And she's like, yes, sir. And she runs off. The fully armored guy nods at him and begins walking back up down the road. And then the human with the bow and arrow and the orc begin to whisper to each other. Devon, are you still soaking in the praise?
I will circle around the area to see if anyone's injured. And do I see Reinhardt?
Yeah, you see Reinhardt.
Okay, then I'm gonna fly down to Reinhardt and I'm gonna cast level 1 Cure Wounds.
All right. You see this orc fly down, step off the broom, grab you on a shoulder or something, and cast the magic.
2 plus 6, 8 health.
It's good to see you, broom god.
Yes, I must descend. I can't keep my head in the clouds, as they say.
Erebus, give me an investigation check.
19.
19. Yeah, you look around the general area. There isn't a small dragonborn in a cloak in the market area that you're in.
I'm still near Reinhardt, right?
Yeah.
So I lean down and whisper.
pat him on the back and say, we should go that way, see if we can find Alduin.
Okay.
The way I came.
Okay, let's do that. And we go off in that. I go off in that direction pretty quickly.
The two of you begin to walk in that direction. You see this orc and this human. The orc puts his hand out and says, "Thank you for your assistance, civilians."
Always happy to
Indeed.
help.
And I walk past him.
Yeah, as you walk past, with both of your passive perceptions, the human's giving you a weird look as you walk past, but you don't make anything of it and continue down. Devon, what are you doing? Where are you gonna go?
It just heals me.
Yeah, can I just heal? Alright, and that heals 7 health.
Nice. Are you gonna travel with them as well as?
Yeah, I'll
for the Alduin.
Tag along.
Can't leave the broom god alone.
As you guys walk back towards the main road where you came from, you can now see that a large group has gathered and sort of are circling around the area in the town that the well is at. Actually, let me bring you back to the Nox Hollow map. So there's like a big group of people that are circling around the well. Can you give me another investigation or perception check as you try to search through the large group of people?
7 for perception.
7. You're searching around. You're looking through the large group, but there's just too many people. You would not be able to spot him in this large group. Reinhardt or Devon, if you want to check as well.
I got
I
21.
got a 23.
Oh shit, okay.
I have advantage on perception and a +5, so.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that you have, like, the fucking wisdom cloak on.
I forget it too sometimes.
As they're sort of heading off to the main road, Cock, what are you doing? Dridgy gets up and is like, alright, that was weird.
I'm defiling the corpse of the zombie.
Oh my god, Andrew. In what way?
She fucking...
Yeah, no honor.
She just looks so uncomfortable, but just sits there and waits for you to be done. The rest of you, Reinhardt and Devon, as you guys searching around, you don't see... you do not see the Dragonborn in this general area. However, you do see someone else. You do see Skeekers, the gnome with the construction cone hat. He is among the people gathering around, and you can now see that there's like 2 or 3 people in the middle by the well, and they're setting up some sort of like crate. What would you guys like to do?
Do I see Skeekers or not?
No, you have not spotted him.
Then I'm gonna keep searching. So, should I roll again?
Keep moving through the crowd. Yep, you roll again.
I'm gonna keep searching with him.
Alright.
16 that time.
16. You're looking through the... Where exactly are you looking through now? Like, what places are you searching? Because there's this large group of people, and then, you know, you're just sort of on the road now, looking around. It's, like, way too crowded in this area to spot someone.
I want to head back. I want to go really quickly look at the spot where we bought the ship from to see if he was smart and return to a friendly area.
Okay, you start heading back towards the craft ward.
I follow him.
Okay. What is everyone else doing?
Follow.
Okay, Devon follows. Cock, you've gathered up a bunch of severed arms, I assume.
Yeah, I'll make my way to the mana yard after I've concluded.
But yeah, you can see as you exit out the marketplace, just, you know, it almost seems like the entire town is just met up in one area. Alright, so, the 3 of you head back towards the craft ward. It's a lot easier to travel through the streets now as there's less people in this area. You head to the store that you bought the ship at. You open the door. Ring, 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 ring.
Not a phone.
The Furbolg steps out. Oh, I assume you're here for your young one.
Yes, indeed, if he is here.
Yes, he's in the back room. He and Joachim were just talking about, I don't know, whatever young boys talk about.
Indeed. We're all young once.
Where the hell did everybody go?
There was a fire and some zombies
Oh, shit.
near the market.
Shit, maybe I should offer my help. Joachim, come out here! And the young Furbolg, probably like, looks 15 in human years, steps outside. You can now see Alduin is with him. However, Alduin has taken the cloak hood off, so his face is revealed. Yeah, I was gonna ask about that, but I thought it was better that I wait till the adults get back.
Magical act.
Deception check.
I mean, everyone else has bought it so far, so.
Yeah.
And they will keep buying it, because that's a unnatural 20.
Well, I'll be damned. Magic can do anything these days, I guess. Hey,
That's for sure.
He looks at Alduin. Hey, keep your chin up, bud. What? Never mind. Anyway, I should probably go check to see what the commotion is outside. Joachim, come on. And he and his son begin walking out the store.
I sort of kneel down and hug Alduin. I'm like, I am glad you're safe. You made the smart choice coming to a trusted area of the city and staying out of the danger.
I got scared that maybe you guys got attacked, but I thought it was best if I stay away.
Wasn't us personally who were attacked, but we were involved in it again anyhow.
You guys are real heroes.
Like, I'm glad you're smarter than I was. I lost track of you.
Tyro is stood in the doorway holding it open like, I can't actually lock up until you guys leave.
Oh, my bad. I sort of like pick all the way up instead of walking out the door.
And he locks it up and they both start walking down the main road back towards where the group is. Yeah, what would you guys like to do now? Cock is headed to the manor yard.
I turn to the two others here, and I'm like, this zombie. I learned from Rowan, the woman I went to go sell the old converter parts to, that the zombies are coming from the ruins of the old orc ship crashed just outside the city. It might be dangerous, but there also might be a way for us to earn money there. From what she said,
a lot of money in there.
A treasure trove of technologies we could salvage, as well.
No.
Especially after this fire attack, there might be those in the city willing to pay us to deal with it permanently.
I agree. Seems like the right thing to do, the honorable thing to do.
Truly.
But before any decision can be made, we must go join with our turtle friend.
That is a good idea. Wherever the hell he ran off to.
Shall we go try and find him?
Yes,
All right,
let's go.
right behind you, fella.
Alright, we go find Cock.
Alright, which direction do you want to go?
I guess we'll go back the stealth way, back towards the market. That's where we last saw him.
Alright. You stealth your way back towards the market. Cock, as you are headed towards the manor yard, the headaches that you've been experiencing begin to become so bad you can't even hear things around you. Give me a Constitution saving throw. The anger that you felt has not helped the pain in your head.
9.
Yeah, so you begin to feel yourself fall over in pain. And similar to when the capsule was opened that revealed the Dragonborn, that sort of feeling is coming over you, and you're shaking on the ground. Sort of the last thing you see is Drigi stood over you, shaking you like, what's going on, as your vision fades. And you see a stone corridor in the darkness. You're not quite sure who you are or where you are, but as it continues on, suddenly you see torches that light your way, and you can see these nice draperies. And then you hear a voice next to you. I love her designs on these. I see a future where every planet has floating cities, so more people can live on them. And as you turn, you see a Goliath with basically a bald head, but like a black ponytail up on the very top, and he's got these white carvings down his chest, or white paint down his chest. And yeah, he's speaking to you as you two walk down the corridor. What would you like to do?
Where am I?
As you speak, your voice is not your own. You have a feminine voice and almost a raspiness to it. The Goliath next to you says, "Oh, very funny. Just up the rest of the way here. I get it takes a long time to get to these noble chambers."
How silly of me.
Yes, quite.
Oh, yes, it's me, Mr. Comedy.
Yes. You finish walking down the stone corridor to 2 stone doors. These doors seem similar but different, larger, but in a similar design to the ones that you saw in the gnome cave. These stone doors, and he pushes them open. And inside, you see a long table made out of stone with chairs all around it in this sort of meeting room. And this room is much better furnished. There's a fireplace, torches all along the walls. There's paintings of beautiful Goliath women. And you see 2 people inside this room. One you recognize, one you don't. One is a orc. He's got 2 heads, and he wears really spiky armor that, like, is sort of like the War Planet Hulk thing that he wore, where it goes down the shoulder. And then the other is an elf with no eyes and no nose, just a mouth and ears. In the shiny gold armor, you recognize her from one of your other visions. And they stand in the room as you enter. They say, Fenja, Zadum, welcome. It's been a long time since we've seen you. Some of your people have been calling you the Large Gnome. What is that all about? Well, it's just a title. There was a bit of a war going on, and I stepped in. I thought the people could use my help. Of course, you're always stepping in with these civilians. Anyway, we have business to discuss, yes? Fenja, it's been a long time since I've seen you. When was the last time you were even on Zokral Prime?
Oh, I can't remember. It had to have been, like, at least months, maybe even years.
Yes. The Goliath next to you says, "It is an honor to hold you all on my home planet. I grow weary at times with the politics of these worlds, and I hope that once more we can just be a family." Yes, well, that is what we are meeting about. And the elf sits down. The orc, who has not spoken yet, just sits down next to her. The Goliath Zadum heads to the front of the table and sits down and motions for you to sit next to him.
Move over and sit down.
Yeah, and you can begin to feel like the vision is shaky now. Like, things are... 1 second, there will be like a cup next to you. The next second, there's like a ink and quill. It's like things are changing. You're not quite sure. So, what is this meeting about, Aurora? You seemed quite distressed when we last spoke. The elf speaks. We need to speak about Hadraxel. Things are getting worse for the Omega Astria, and I believe that he is the cause. This armor that he discovered or created, it's corrupting him. Oh, come on now, the Goliath says. This is silliness. We cannot speak about our siblings this way. No, hear me out. Cheros will always defend him, and I understand that he is the youngest, but his delusions put our entire family in danger. They all pause for a moment. The Goliath Zadum looks towards you. Fenja, talk her out of this. This is ridiculous.
I say as I shit in the chair.
Nice. What delusions do you speak of, Aurora? What exactly could he do that is so dangerous? The elf and the orc look at each other, both heads stare. He wants to find Father and kill him. And then the silence grows stronger, and you can feel the tension now. And the table before you is stone, and then suddenly it's wood, and then it's stone again. And the walls around you, like suddenly you're in a cabin, next thing you're in a cave, next thing you're back in that stone room. The world is changing around you as they speak. Well then, they are nothing but delusions, the Goliath says. That is impossible. We are protected. Finally, the orc speaks up. He is looking for a way to pop the bubble, Zadum. What? This is not possible. What are you speaking of? Give me everything. Stop holding things back from me. The elf says, we're not exactly sure, but my spies have seen his plans. And if he does do this, the Omega Astria is doomed. They sit there in silence once again. They all now look towards Fenja. Your incredibly silent sister? Perhaps there's something you're not telling us.
There's much on my mind, but I think I know what I must do.
Well, the time is coming for us to act. I do not wish to betray our family, but it is not I who is making these decisions. Hydraxel is a selfish, disobedient child, and with no father, he needs someone else to punish him for his actions. And with that, the room finally fades to black. There's like a moment where it like glitches, like the graphics are glitching, where the room completely disappears, but the three figures are still there, and then they fade as well. And then your eyes open, and Drigi is holding a bucket of water over you and splashes it onto your face and says, "Get up!" And that's where we're gonna end today's session.
Damn, I feel like we were only going across the surface of what we could do in that town, too.
And we've already started
A
a
lot
fight.
to explore. Yeah, there's a lot of mysteries going on in this town. What?
Damn.
Nope, no mysteries.
Leave.
Nope, you shouldn't die.
No mysteries. That's the perfect way to end the episode.
Just fucking leave.
Done.